I'm Dr. Banks. I'm a psychiatrist. How have things been going with you?
The new thriller from director Steven Soderbergh, Side Effects, stars Jude Law, Rooney Mara, Channing Tatum and Catherine Zeta-Jones. It tells the story of a psychiatrist who gets a lot more than he bargained for from his latest patient. RT10's Harry Guerin met Law in London and began by asking him what he found most fascinating about his character, Dr. Jonathan Banks.
I remember the first time I read it, I called Stephen up and said, so is he the good guy or the bad guy? I can't work it out. And Stephen's response was, exactly. And I think it was that idea that we were embarking on something that had so many sides to it. There are great twists in this film, and your loyalties, if you like, sway all over the place. 1 minute you're with one person and then with another. You never quite know whether your moral judgment is correct.
Nobody here has ever had a bad result. Nobody has had a client react to a side effect.
Your arrogance here is breathtaking. You take no responsibility.
For her body's reaction to a medicine, it only just came on the market.
She has come up in a number of my sessions as well. It's become a part of the environment here.
You spent time with psychiatrists in preparation for the role. Did that time you spent with them change your perceptions of how mental health is treated?
I mean, I knew very little about the world of mental health and psychiatry, and the doctors I got to spend some time with were incredibly generous with their knowledge and their time, and I left with a great respect for the profession and a great sense of admiration for their ability to, their patience, their warmth, their care for who they were looking after. I mean, first of all, their faith in their knowledge of pharmaceutical drugs and their ability, therefore, to diagnose and meticulously, if you like, balance out these chemicals to have the correct response. But also, just as I was saying, their ability to diagnose so quickly, to understand someone and work out whether it was indeed depression or whether it's something that, you know, doesn't necessarily need treatment.
She didn't just have the rug pulled from under her. She had the home, the husband, her entire life gone. Who wouldn't be depressed?
I honestly believe medication will help you.
Prozac, Wellbutrin, Effexor. Maybe she's a candidate for one of these newer meds, the Blixa.
Compared to the US, why do you think that stigma still exists in Ireland and the UK about depression?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's something to do with not sharing one's burden, not talking about one's problems. The idea that, you know, whereas in America you say, oh, I've got to go and see my shrink in half an hour, or what are you taking for this? What are you taking for that? We would never really discuss that openly here. You know, I think we're getting better, and I think there's also a certain cautionary tale to the film about America's relationship with it, whereas I'm all for being open about things. It's gotten to the point there where, you know, the ad campaigns on TV that sell you a better life or the perfect life are almost waging war on sadness, because there's clinical depression and then there's, you know, mood swings or just feeling a bit down, and there's an over-reliance, you could say, on the kind of quick fix, the shortcut to any ailment through a perfect pill, you know what I mean? And I think that is perhaps too extreme a place to get to, as opposed to our rather more reticent relationship with pills. But it's an interesting subject. That's at the heart of the film, this relationship. And then on top of that, as Steven said, he wanted it to be, you know, it's not a preachy film, it's a film full of entertainment, and that's a thrill ride.
I want my life back! She wanted to stay on it. She was feeling better.
Isn't she sick? I thought sick people sometimes make things up.